See if we get anyone round these at this time. If the noise in the background's doing your head in, let me know. It's a fish filter, so I don't know if it's picking up on the sound. Just looking at my fish whilst we get a few viewers in. It's just a short update, really. Nothing massively major to bring you. Apart from, I have now finished my cycle of IVs. I've just had it out. Look, this port, once it's been used and it's had a needle in, look at to the surface that it comes in. You can actually see where it's been needled. And yeah, it's not the nicest thing. That swelling will go down eventually. It won't fully go down, but you can see there's been inflammation because there's been a big needle in the port. So anyway, it come off today. It didn't actually bleed, so we just give it a bit of a clean, and now let it return back to its normal state, which is very similar to what you've just seen, just a little bit less bulging out. So yeah, I call it my third nipple. I don't like it, but it's grown on me like a third nipple, so it's a part of the process. So yeah, we finished now. This one went very fast. It took a great while to get on the medication, a lot of chasing up. Um, my specialist is Iranian based, meaning is a migrant from Iran. So whether he had a bit of difficulty with his family being bombed or close friends, I don't know. But there was a little bit of slow communications with getting the IVs processed this time around. Um, Eventually, it did get picked up and it did get sent. The referral did get sent, and I took about a week and a half to get on him. So yeah, we wasn't happy about that. But when I eventually got put on him, I started picking up around day 4. Around day 7, I still didn't feel myself. I was basically, I won't say delirious, but I was slurring. I was slurring a lot of my words. Now, it could have been multiple things. It could have been the infection, it could have been the strong medication, it could have just been life all in one. But I was slurring a lot of my words, and I was starting to think I had a bit of Alzheimer's kicking in because this was not like me. So, around about day 9 of treatment, day 10, that started to go away. I started to feel very better in myself, not just in how I felt with the medication, the antibiotic, but how alert I was. I didn't feel like I was groggy. I didn't feel like I was slurring words, and yeah, my saturations all got better throughout the treatment. Like I say, don't know what it is with me, but when I get the flucoxacillin, by the time they change the bottles, which is a 23-hour pump, um, it's deflated majority all the way, and the nurses are shocked. They're like, "Wow, we've never really seen the bottle doing that." So whether I've got a very good port that is, doing its job alongside the antibiotics, and I'm getting the full treatment, might be why it's doing a good job for me. It's also a very slow antibiotic drip. So, say for instance, you was in hospital, you'd be given normally 2 to 3 bags of an antibiotic, and they'd probably be given over 25 to 35 minutes, depending your age, your weight, etc. But this is a very slow drip. So, whether it's science backed, I don't know. But administrating the drug with a slow drip may have a better benefit of receiving antibiotics because it's slowly fed. Um, whether it tackles the infection better that way, I don't know. Maybe if it's given faster, it can probably tackle the infection quicker. But we're not just thinking about the quickness of the antibiotic. Scientifically, there must be some evidence that if it's given slowly over a longer period, it may fight the infection better. And in my case, I've had the best results on the flucoxacillin bottles, whether that's because it's a new antibiotic and I've only been doing it for like a year, opposed to when I was on, what's it called? I've not been on it that long. I forgot the name. What's the name? I mentioned it today. I forgot it, but anyway, the antibiotic that I was on for 5 years at one point, and I was on it for every, say, 4 cycles a year, and it took at least the full 2 weeks to feel better. Now I'm on the flucloxacillin, I'm seeing better results, and I'm seeing myself picking up around day 5, day 6. By the time the course is finished, I'm not flying by any stretch of the imagination, but I feel normal for what may be a week or two. And then things deteriorate, but that's when we start jumping on the nebulized antibiotics. I have a week off just for my own mental health, and then it gives me the motivation to jump back on it, the nebulized antibiotic, because I've gone through a very, very vigorous antibiotic treatment. So it'd be such a shame to go through all that and then slack on my prolytic nebulized antibiotics. So it's a lot. It's a lot of dedication, guys. And I'm only 39 and 40, 40 in September. Right now, I'm here, and I might not look that old, or I might look that old, but when you've been doing this for, say, about 16 years of your life, and that's all you know, and that's all that's going to keep you well, alongside nutrition, alongside keeping your stress levels to a minimum, alongside exercise, and just basic things. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to try and keep yourself as well as you can. So you do have relapses. You have relapses in sleep. You have relapses in stress levels. You have relapses with nutrition. You have relapses with not being able to go to the gym or exercise, and you have relapse on your treatment. So it's not as easy. It's not as easy as this condition. Well, there's antibiotics. You should feel like a normal person. You should have a normal life. The only people who know what a lung disease like a bronchiectasis, a cystic fibrosis, is a person who's actually living with it. Even a specialist can sympathize, be empathetic, but they're not living with it, so they don't know. But they are probably the best, alongside yourself, who really know what's going on. Nurses, no disrespect to nurses, no disrespect to GPs, general practitioner, that's what I mean, doctor, no disrespect to them. But over the years, I can tell you, I can tell you for sure that I've not found a doctor who's very, very advanced in a chest condition, and I've not found a nurse that's advanced in a chest condition. I've heard nonsense such as there's no point giving young people antibiotics if they don't really need them. And that is widely spread, and it's misinformation, because the misinformation is scientifically on paper, combined with sample results, combined with x-ray results. These people need antibiotics. So the only person I listen to is God himself, my specialist, and my mother, and myself. On that note, I'm going, guys. I'll see you soon.